At the time of me recording this video, 2026 is tomorrow. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that you need to be doing in 2026 to drastically improve your life. Watch until the end if you are serious about making a change. Now, it doesn't matter at what point you're watching this video, if you're watching it in 2026, if you're watching it New Year's Eve, even if you're watching this going into 2027, these rules can apply at whichever point you watch this. Alright, so let's get into the very first point that you need to be doing, and that is to pick one long-term goal to work towards every single day during 2026. So what is it exactly that you want to achieve by the end of 2026? It doesn't even have to end, the deadline doesn't have to be at the end of 2026. It can be in 10 years time, 5 years time. It does not matter. You just need to have one long-term goal and have a vision for it, have a plan as well. So that can be I don't know, make $10,000 in a month or get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. It can be absolutely anything out there, whatever you're passionate about. Maybe you want to write a book or something, maybe you want to make music. It can be anything. So pick one long-term goal and write it down. You need to be writing this down. And then next to it, write down what you need, small goals, right? That you need to do, that you need to achieve to actually get there. So if you want 100,000 subscribers, some small goals you'll need to include there is, upload a video every single week, improve your editing skills, improve your thumbnail skills, right? So every long-term goal, every big goal has thousands of little goals that you can do every single day. And once you've identified all the little goals, now you need to structure your perfect day where you can fit in adequate time to actually work on these goals every single day. Now, even if you just work on these mini goals for 5 minutes every single day, that is 10 times better than just working on it for 8 hours for one day and then just forgetting about it for the next few days. So being consistent is actually what's very important. I talk about this in every single video. You need to be working on these every single day. Some days you'll get a good 8 hours in, some days you'll get 10 minutes if you're lucky. It doesn't matter. As long as you're working on these mini goals every single day to push yourself towards the long-term goal, that is what matters. So you need to be structuring some sort of day, right, or some sort of system, and find an experiment, find out what works for you. For me, I like to get a lot of my work done in the morning. I don't really get too much work done at nighttime, but if I have to, that's also another time where I like to get some work done. In the afternoon, for me, I like going to the gym, eating and stuff like that. So yeah, just find out what works for you. Everyone is different. Some people like working at 3 a.m. until 8 a.m. and then having the rest of the day free. Some people just like working the entire day and they don't want to do anything else. Everyone is different. Just find out what works for you. Structure, so you can just start that by planning and writing down your perfect day. And you'll never get to actually follow this perfect day because things happen throughout the day that we can't control. But it's just a nice exercise to get an understanding of what you want your life to look like. If you had all the time in the world, what your perfect self does pretty much. And you want to follow this as best as you can. And I say best as the same thing towards consistency, right? Some days you get 5 minutes, so some days you'll be able to follow it 5%. Other days you get to follow 80% of the day that you set for yourself. But it's a really good, it's mainly useful for the exercise and the overall idea of what kind of person you are. But it also helps to try and follow it every single day as best as you can. Alright, now let's get into the next thing that you guys need to be doing in 2026, and that is fixing your sleep. If you guys do not fix your sleep, everything else that I mentioned in this video just won't matter at all. You need to be getting 8 hours of sleep every single night. It doesn't matter what time you go to bed. I know a lot of people say you need to be going to bed before the sun or when the sun goes up, coming down, and then waking up with the sun or whatever. It honestly doesn't matter what time you go to bed. If you go to bed at 2 a.m, make sure you're waking up at 10 a.m. And if you can't wake up at 10 a.m, if you have work or school or whatever, then you need to be going to bed earlier. That's it. As long as you're getting 8 hours, that's all that matters. Sleep is the most important thing. Whenever I don't get enough sleep, the entire day I just get no work done. I just cannot focus and I feel so terrible. I feel so sick. Even if I work out, I'm just so fatigued and drained. It is just crazy. So you need to make sure you get 8 hours of sleep every single night so you're at your best possible capacity to get as much work done as you can. And if you want a guide on how to actually fix your sleep, I do have a video up here. I might make an updated one, to be honest, because I've kind of actually learned a lot throughout this year about sleep. So go check out this video and keep your eyes peeled for my next video on sleep. Alright, now the third thing that you guys need to be doing, and this is probably the most important thing, especially in 2026, you need to be creating more than you consume. If you guys only just do one rule this whole entire year, it's this. Or maybe sleep as well. You need to do your sleep as well. But anyways, this is the most important thing. You need to create more than you consume. Let me just emphasize what consume actually means. You might be thinking consume just means means consuming content, right? Like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But no, it includes absolutely everything. So, you know, Netflix as well, movies, concerts, parties, anything that you do that's purely for fun and you get no, like, you don't benefit from it, that is consuming. Yes, if you go out with your friends or, you know, a loved one, like for fun, and you're not really, you know, it's not really productive, I guess you could say, that does not count, right? Because your strength, that I would say that's productive in my opinion. Yes, you're not, like, you know, getting any work done, but you are improving your relationships, you are, you know, strengthening a bond, which is good, and humans need connections. So that we're taking that out of the thing. But concerts, parties, anything that you do purely for your own, like, dopamine or entertainment, that is consuming. So you need to be creating more than you consume. So if you spend 10 hours a day consuming, or video games as well, that's another one, but if you spend 10 hours every single day consuming, you need to create for 11 hours. Now obviously that's impossible, right? So if you're consuming for 10 hours, you need to first of all cut down your consumption to maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, and then you need to be creating for 5 or 6 hours. And now it doesn't have to be, when I say create, it doesn't mean create content. Yes, that's a good way. It's way better to be posting on TikTok than to actually like scroll on TikTok, right? But it can be anything, right? It can be like writing a book, it can be making a movie, it can be anything, guys. You drawing, like, it doesn't even have to be productive. You can even just use your imagination, you know, make up a game, play it with your siblings or your friends or whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's what I mean by creating. It doesn't have to always be like, you know, post online, or, you know, doesn't have to always lead to productivity. Yes, that's really good. That's what I mainly do. That's what I mainly, you know, put my creative energy into. But yeah. So the fourth thing that you guys need to be doing every single day is to read. There are so many great books out there with an insane amounts of wisdom and knowledge that you guys need to be intaking every single day. There are so many great books out there. I'll list a few of them right now. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, Psychology of Money. Those are some really good books, but there's like thousands out there, right? You guys need to be reading every single day, because all of these books apply to your everyday life. It's not just about business, it's not just about productivity. This is literally for every single aspect of your life. So just spend 10 to 20 minutes every single day reading a book, and that will compound over time. Reading also improves your focus and your mental clarity. It'll fix your attention span, and it'll keep you, it's like another form of meditation. I feel like it's really relaxing, and it's just so good. You guys need to be reading. Okay, so the last thing that you guys need to be doing, and this is also very important, you guys need to be investing. If you're not already investing and it's 2026, you are falling drastically behind. And now the first thing that probably popped in your mind when I said investing is, you know, stocks, crypto, Bitcoin, all that. Yes, that is really good. You need to be putting your money to work, right? Otherwise, you know, you're going to fall behind and you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. But this also includes investing in yourself. So there are many ways to actually invest in yourself. Obviously, you can, you know, buy some courses, buying yourself that instrument that you want to learn, upgrading your setup. So yeah, and also books. Like I just mentioned before, you need to read. So you need to invest in yourself to actually be able to read by buying yourself books. There are so many different ways to invest in yourself. And this is honestly, it's always overlooked. I've honestly overlooked this completely as well, especially in 2025. I don't think I ever invested in myself. Maybe I bought myself a few books, but that's about it. So it's very important to invest in yourself, and on top of, like, you know, stocks and all that, right? So just think about what you want to learn, what you want to do, what you can upgrade around you to actually help you at whatever it is that you want to achieve. Never overlook the opportunity to invest in yourself. I would honestly say invest in yourself first before actually buying a stock or whatever it is, right? And real quick, I'm just going to go over some honorable mentions. You guys should hopefully be doing these already by now, but if you're not, you need to be doing these on top of everything else, right? You need to be eating clean 80% of the time. I like to do the 80-20 rule. Sometimes I'll have a donut here and there. You know, it doesn't hurt, but 80-20 rule with no, like, fast food though, right? Like no McDonald's, no KFC, none of that. But you can, you know, have the occasional unhealthy snacks if you please. And working out, that's just self-explanatory, right? So if you guys are not already doing these in 2026, you need to start now, on top of all of the other habits that I mentioned in this video. But anyways, those are the 5 things that you need to be doing to make 2026 your best year yet. But that's all for today's video. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to chuck a like and subscribe. I post videos like these every single week in hopes to change people's lives. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.